Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. So I'm really excited to share this look with you guys today because I actually did this look 2 years ago. I'm labeling this my Star Queen makeup tutorial, but originally it is actually Lady Macbeth. And the reasoning behind all of this is it was a school project. It was to go to state for theatrical design, and I decided to enter into this theatrical design contest. So basically you can enter into hair and makeup design, set design, costume design, or marketing. And so I decided to do hair and makeup, and this is actually what started to get me into wanting to do hair and makeup professionally. Mostly makeup, not really hair. I don't mess with that. So I had already done it the year prior. I went to state and I wasn't going to be doing it my senior year. I just decided it wasn't something I wanted to spend my time on. And then literally about 2 weeks before submissions were due, I had this burst of inspiration and I decided I wanted to do it and I wanted to enter again. And so what you basically had to do is you are given a play, and from that play you were given a prompt. So the play that we were given was Macbeth. So basically once you have your play, you're given a prompt, and so we had to choose any time period and location, real or fictional, and write Macbeth for that time period. So you had to do set design for that time period or fantasy world, or hair and makeup design, or yada yada yada. So you had to have a time period and a location. Once again, it could be realistic, it could be fictional, whatever you wanted. And since I'm in love with all things astrology and stars and just that whole shebang, I thought that would be fun to do a Big Bang themed makeup look. So all of my makeup looks would have to do with stars, and so all of the characters would have star-like makeup. So for example, for Macbeth, I actually took inspiration from a Makeup Forever picture, and so this is kind of how it turned out. I absolutely loved it, and so that kind of started the inspiration for the rest of the looks. So for Lady Macbeth, I decided that I wanted to incorporate stars in her as well, so I decided to kind of do a star mask and a star neck piece and just kind of having it bleeding into their skin. And then I decided for my third character, because you had to do 3, I decided I wanted to do one of the witches. So for the witch, I decided to kind of make her a cracked and destroyed meteor. So she had some magma coming out of her, she had a lot of cool stone effects. I really loved hers because she was so different, but I absolutely love how that project turned out. So I decided, it's been a few years, I was really inspired to do this look again, and originally I did this on one of my beautiful friends, Gabby. And quick tidbit, we actually had a bet my senior year in high school, I believe, maybe it was junior year, that if I ever one day reached 100 subscribers, I could do her makeup. Because if you guys don't know Gabby, she is so anti-makeup. She doesn't want anything on her face, and so somehow, I don't know how, but I was able to rope her into doing this project with me, and she literally let me apply makeup on her. I believe it was like 4 to 6 hours. I can't quite remember because this is when I wasn't fast whatsoever and I was taking my time, and she was freezing because the paint was cold and I was getting glitter on her lips and it was stinging, and I was basically a horrible artist back then because I was just letting my client be in pain. But basically you might see her one day on my channel because we have a bet and I won. So hey Gabby, how you doing? Anyways, long story short, that is kind of the inspiration for this makeup look, so I just thought I would share it with you guys because, I don't know, it meant a lot to me that I was kind of able to go back and redo it. And obviously I didn't make some of the colors as bright. I kind of wanted this to be a more toned down version, and so maybe if I were to do something similar like this in the future, I can kind of find a happy medium with maybe brightening up some of the colors a little bit more. But I really like how this turned out. I feel like it's more toned down and kind of how I want this Star Queen to look. So anyways, with all that being said, if you guys want to see how you can achieve this really easy Star Queen makeup look, just keep watching. Hey guys, so to get started, we're going to be taking our NYX Photo Loving Primer and just applying that all over our face to smooth out our pores. Then we're going to be taking our Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation in medium sand and just buffing that in all over our face. Next, we will be taking our Mare Paradise paint in black, and we're basically going to be taking this fan brush and lightly creating the outline for the mask portion of the Galaxy look. So for this, I just wanted to lightly kind of map out. We're kind of creating rough edges so that it blends nicely into our skin. You want it to have a nice gradient fade. You don't want it to just be a stark line. So I decided to start off with a nice light coat and then work my way up until I basically looked like a new character from the upcoming Incredibles movie. Then you're going to be bringing that down onto your neck as well, and don't worry if it is patchy, because once again we're going to be filling this in with plenty of colors, so having a patchy area is actually going to be fine and it is not going to ruin the overall look. Speaking of colors, I'm going to be taking my Graftobian Pro Paint in Catalina Blue, and I'm going to be taking a damp artist sponge, and I'm just going to be stippling that over some of the spacey areas that don't have much color, and I'm also going to be going over it with black just to blend it into my skin more. I'm also going to be bringing this over the blue as well, and then once again bringing it up on to the mask before going back in with some blue to add some more color up there. Next, I'm going to be taking my Maron Paradise paint in teal, and I'm just going to be brightening up some of the blue areas. And I'm actually, I didn't mean to do this, but I'm adding it to the areas that I would normally highlight on my face. So for example, I put it on areas of my neck that would normally be lifted, and I even put it on my temples as well. I don't think I intended to do that. I think it just kind of happened, but I'm happy with it. Next, I just took some black eyeshadow and I'm going to be packing that around my eye. Not only is this going to set the black body paint that is there, but it is also going to be filling in the areas that I wasn't able to get with the body paint. Next, I'm taking my Graftobian Pro Paint in Shocking Pink, and I'm just going to once again be taking this onto my sponge and just adding it sporadically around the paint. What you're going to see is the more you add paint, the slower the image is going to be coming together. For a while, it just kind of looks like you're putting random paint splotches everywhere, but once again, it will all come together at the very end. Next, I'm taking my Maron Paradise paint in orange, and I'm just once again going to be stippling this around in sporadic areas. I didn't want to add too much orange because whenever I had done this 2 years ago, I added way too much orange, so I was kind of just playing it safe. Next, I'm going to be taking my Maron Paradise paint in yellow, and since I didn't want to have too much yellow on this, I just decided to take a chip brush and splatter around and just kind of create some nice light stars. Next, I'm taking my Graftobian Pro Paint in Tickled Pink, and I'm going to be creating a tiny little galaxy amongst my bigger galaxy, and I'm just going to be lightly spreading out my brush, kind of creating a nice blur effect, and I'm also going to be taking a little bit of my Maron Paradise paint in white and just brightening up the very center of my little galaxy. Next, I'm taking a little bit of my Graftobian Pro Paint in Mantis Green, and I'm just going to be creating another little galaxy over on my other shoulder, and I'm going to be adding some teal and white to brighten it up as well, and I'm also going to be doing the same thing on my neck, taking my Catalina Blue and white. Once again, you just want to dot that around and kind of brighten up certain areas. This is going to create some highlights and shadows that would not come naturally if you didn't add the white. And I'm going to be continuing this process on to my temples and face as well. Taking my white body paint again, I'm then going to be creating the Aries constellation on my forehead, right above my eyebrow, and I'm also going to be creating the Cassiopeia constellation as well, which if you didn't know, the Cassiopeia constellation means queen, and that is actually something I did back in high school, is each of the constellations that I put onto Lady Macbeth, each resembled her. I'm also going to be taking my NYX crystal liners, and I'm just going to be building up the glitter on top of these constellations and galaxies just so we can have a little bit more dimension. Next, I'm taking my L'Oreal So Kiss Me eyeliner in charcoal, and I'm just going to be tightlining my lower waterline. Next, I'm going to be taking my Lemonhead Space Jam, and this is in Crystal Tokyo, and I'm also going to be taking Paradise Beef as well, once again putting it on a tiny fan brush, and I'm just going to be stippling this over my body just so we can create some nice chunky stars, and also building them up in certain areas where I want a little bit more of a shine. To prep my eyelashes, I'm just going to curl them. Then I'm going to be taking my Tarte Tardiest Lash Paint Mascara, and I'm just going to start off by sweeping that through my upper and lower eyelashes. This is going to help to prep them for our false eyelashes. But before that, we're going to be taking our L'Oreal So Kiss Me eyeliner, and while our lashes are getting tacky, we're going to be doing our lips. So I'm actually using this as a lip liner, being that I don't have just a black lip liner, but I really wanted to create that ombre effect. So I then took my Graftobian Pro Paint in Wild Violet and just applied that over my lips. If you have a light purple lipstick, feel free to use that, but I find that body paint works just as well. Plus, it really helped when blending this out so I can really get that ombre lip. Next, I took my Anastasia Beverly Hills Aurora palette, taking Luna, and I just pressed that in to the center of my lip just so we can get a nice highlight. I then applied that to my collarbones and shoulders as well, also to my cheekbones and my cupid's bow. Next, I took my Sugar Pill Plush eyelashes and I just went ahead and stuck that right above my lash line. The problem is this did start to poke the inner corner of my eye, so if you can, I would recommend trimming these just because it really started to pick up when I was filming the intro to this video, and so it was kind of starting to look a little wonky and got a little crooked. So if you don't want to deal with that, I would probably try and trim it up a little bit. Next, I went back into my crystal liners and I went ahead and applied that to the center of my lip. And that is the completed look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below if you'd like to see next. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos. Also, I hope you guys enjoyed my little creative process that I shared with you guys for this look. I thought it'd be fun to share because all of my inspirations come from really wonky places, so I don't know, I thought you guys would enjoy it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!